Say good morning or good evening for wherever you are in the world. Today we are doing a collective twin flame card reading. So I'm going to tune into consciousness of those desiring that twin flame, and we'll work at healing through the blocks in that consciousness, through the card reading, through providing insights and awarenesses through the cards. So whatever you see today is for your union. Excuse my throat, it's a little bit croaky, covering. So we're using the Gateway Oracle cards by Denise Lynn. These are a nice, light deck, I feel, and quite easy to interpret. So I will have to apologize that I'm starting 30 minutes earlier than we had scheduled. So starting fresh. There you go. A wonderful new beginning is blossoming in my life. There you go. And it's a yin yang, which is extremely twin flamey. You've got the divine feminine and the divine masculine as, pardon me. So you've got, like, for example, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and then in the little circles, that's where the divine feminine would sit, and that's where the divine masculine would sit. So one being two polarities that are in perfect harmony and work in perfect harmony with the universe. But what I get from starting fresh is the breathing in and the breathing out of the universe. The universe breathes in and the universe breathes out. And there's always going to be cycles in your union. Cycles where you're going in and when you're doing the deep healing work, which is breathing in. And then as you've done all of that healing work, all of that old consciousness is coming up and releasing. All of that healed new consciousness is integrating in, right? And that is, you're always ever freshening, always ever changing, and always ever developing your consciousness to that of love if you're choosing your union for healing, which is what it's for. It's an ascension tool to bring you closer to God. And as you get closer to God, you're healing the separation within yourself. That is how you attain harmonious twin flame union with your twin flame. So, yeah, you've done a lot of healing work, and now it's time to breathe, receive the gifts of that, and starting fresh. Life is beautiful. It will always reset, no matter what you're going through. You can always count on it's going to get better. So, expecting miracles. Exactly. God's saying expect miracles in your life. And I always love that hand symbol because it's a symbol of, like, surrender. It's a symbol of receiving love. It's a symbol of surrendering control, right? Control is probably one of the most problematic energies in a union, because you and your twin flame become very combative if you try to control one another, if you try to get things from one another, if you try to make the other being different. And they're there to teach you to release control, right? They're your teacher first and foremost, your twin flame. So I just wanted to point out that hand symbol there. But yes, expect miracles. So God's saying expect success in your harmonious twin flame union. Because God created you in harmonious twin flame union. You're going to return there no matter what. The timing of that is in your hands. You can increase the timing of you moving into your harmonious twin flame union by doing the inner work. You do have power there compared to, letting it eventually come to be. After everyone has done the healing work, you will naturally fall into that eventually, because that's where the entire consciousness is moving. It's a collective consciousness. But if you want to be on the forefront, and if you want to experience your harmonious twin flame earlier, you can dive in and you can do the deep inner work. And that's what I highly recommend. You want to be in the kingdom of heaven, as we call it, with God, doing the work of the day, rather than waiting, watching other people in there with God doing the work. Even though it's work, it's much more delightful to be with God than to not be with God. And God, I use the word God, but that's just love. It's the universe. It's the creator. It's your father, it's your parent, your divine parent, your divine lover. Flying free. I unfurl my wings and fly. Yeah, there's a lot of like surrendering and refreshing energies in this card reading. I love the beach, the fresh air that comes from the beach, the healing energies that come from the beach. I unfurl my wings and fly. Yeah, again, this is just surrender to God. Like surrender your wings and let God, guide your union back together. I've been on the twin flame journey actively, consciously for 6 years, and I first attained my harmonious twin flame union in 2020 with my twin flame. My twin flame was just here; he's just left. But it was attained through like a lot of control. I was like, trying really hard. Even though I was doing the healing work, I was really hard on myself, and it led to it being a temporary harmonious twin flame union. And what I've learned through that experience is you want to be gentle with yourself. You want to be committed to the healing work, but you want to be gentle with yourself, gentle with your twin flame as you're healing these traumas, as you're healing these deep wounds. And you want to listen to that string in your heart that God's calling and guiding you through. Because God isn't a not compassionate God. He's a compassionate God, right? And so it's not meant to be this difficult bloodbath of a journey, He will rip you apart. He will rip your false beliefs apart. But it is for, your own compassion and your own freedom and your own healing. God will always do the most compassionate thing for you. And sometimes being stuck in a really stubborn pattern is not a compassionate thing for you. And he'll put you through these hard, difficult challenges to help you let go of that control, let go of that thinking, help you surrender to him. He's always working in your favor. Being in the flow. Oh my God, all of these cards are like the same energy. Being in the flow. I'm in the flow of the universe. Yeah, this message is just being hit home hard. You don't have to be hard on yourself, right? This doesn't have to be a difficult journey. There's so much content out there that tells you, don't do the twin flame journey. It's a traumatic journey. Don't do the twin flame journey. You'll just end up broken-hearted, right? But that's not true. It's literally a journey of you looking within yourself, finding where you have experienced hurt, you have experienced trauma, you have experienced separation from yourself, and you're bringing a healing balm there. You're bringing love there. That is not a traumatic journey. That's not a heartbreaking journey. That's a beautiful journey. And as you do that, as you let God show you how to love yourself, and as you build a relationship with God who will teach you how to love yourself, that is what brings you and your twin flame together. You and your twin flame together exist in harmony, exist in peace, and exist in love. And the only reason that you're experiencing separation from your twin flame right now is because within yourself is we call it upset. It's blocks, it's upset. It's places where, you've experienced, let's make this very practical. Maybe you've experienced that growing up and, your parents had trauma and they shared that trauma with you. Maybe they were physically abusive. Maybe they drank a lot. Maybe they didn't, maybe they were very not confident in themselves. And so they didn't embrace their power and their purpose. And so you took on all of these thought systems, right? These are the kinds of things that you heal on the twin flame journey, because the only way you and your twin flame can vibrate in harmony is in that higher foundational vibration of love and peace and power. And so you're uprooting all of that ego, all of that separation consciousness. And as you do so, that's what lifts the veil of the separation between you and your twin flame and brings you together. All right. Coming into power. Yeah, that's it. I step into my power boldly and confidently. Yeah. The result of this journey is you being a powerful being. And that is because the result of this journey is fear leaving you. And as the fear leaves you, you become less afraid, a less afraid person, a less stressed person, a more relaxed person, more trusting, self esteem person is in their power. And so the result of this journey is you returning to your divine and powerful self. Right. And that's like God's light shining down on her. And she's surrendered to the light of God that is her power. And you can see, even in a desert or rocks, there's life growing, there's trees growing, nothing is impossible for God. Proceeding softly. My inner power grows in moments of quietude. So you'd be surprised to that how much of this journey is an inner journey. We're taught in society how to attract someone who likely isn't your twin flame. And to attract someone, you yes, I'll get to that. Yes, okay. Proceeding softly, my inner power grows in moments of quietude. Yeah, I had no idea how I was moving in that direction. Let me see what this mystique. I relate to what you're sharing. My twin and I have tried to come together so many times, but control from fear of abandonment and rejection keeps coming up. Now he married someone else. Yeah, Mystique. I completely understand. But not to worry. Like these patterns do come up on purpose. Like they've obviously made themselves very aware to you, so that you are aware of what your work is, right? Through your experience with your twin flame, you've become very aware of what your core blocks to union are, so that not to disappoint you and separate you, but so that you know what your work is, right? And so, these fears of abandonment and rejection, right? They're obviously coming from an experience you've had when you were perhaps younger, right? You, maybe you experienced abandonment or rejection in some way. And because that is in your consciousness, your twin flame is one with you, that's going to be mirrored to you through them very strongly, right? And so as you go within, you go to this part of yourselves, you imagine that part of yourself that was abandoned and rejected, and you sit with her and you love her and you give her all of everything she needs. You give her safety, you give her reassurance, you take her somewhere safe within yourself, you give her the experience she wanted. And as you heal her and she comes to peace, you no longer fear being rejected or abandoned, because you're not going to reject or abandon this part of you. You're going to stick with her and you're going to love her. And as you do that, that is how you overcome separation with your twin flame. And it is a process, meaning you'll heal this, you're going to experience harmony with your twin flame there. Your relationship's going to improve. And then the next thing will come up to heal, right? And you go deeper into love and you come closer together and your relationship becomes stronger and stronger and stronger as you keep healing. Pardon me, some upheaval there. So yeah, I hope that was helpful for you. And I'm not sure if there's pardon me, what healing work you do use, but I highly recommend a healing tool called the mirror exercise. And it has nothing to do with like the mirror or positive affirmations. It is a spiritual four-step healing tool, which have used to heal separation from my twin flame, from not knowing each other all the way into harmonious twin flame union and union. So you can find that tool by reaching out to me, or you can probably find it. I've linked it in plenty of my YouTube videos or on twinflamesuniverse.com. Yeah, opening to love. So, like, the result of you healing that rejection and abandonment will be you feeling comfortable and safe and being open to being loved again, right? Because someone who is afraid of abandonment or is afraid of rejection is going to close themselves off. In my experience, that's is going to close themselves off from their twin flame entering, because you've been hurt there, and you're not sure if you're going to be hurt there again. So the result of healing that will be you opening up to love. Exceeding expectations. I saw into excellence. Yeah, beautiful. Like, I run into so many people, and they're really doubtful, and it's sad, they're really doubtful. They don't think that the work that they're going to put into healing the separation from the twin flame is going to work. But, if you really have that desire, God's not going to let you down. And I'm not saying God's going to do the work for you. It's a partnership. But if you genuinely put the effort in and you genuinely desire a twin flame, you will have a twin flame. And it does require you to go within to those dark places within yourself and heal them. But once they're healed, right? And you have a whole new experience of reality, and your life improves and exceeds expectations in so many ways. Like, my life now, it's really simple and it's really beautiful, right? And growing up, it was quite a tumultuous experience because I had a lot of problems to resolve within myself. But everything that you're experiencing in your reality right now is a result of your current internal state, what you're attracting through that, what you believe, right? If you see things from a place of love, through healing, your reality is going to be filled with love. Right. Yeah. This journey will exceed your expectations tenfold. All right, we'll pull a couple more cards, maybe two more. Trusting your intuition. And covering my silver. My life is truly guided. Yeah, I had to have a lot of faith. I became self-aware of the twin flame journey purely through my intuition, knowing, like, being able to hear God speak to me that, there's something better than what I was currently experiencing. There's something better than this lifestyle of, being with someone who isn't your twin flame, being with someone who can't satisfy you in all ways, being with someone where you have to sacrifice a part of yourself because they're not created to complement you as a romantic partner, right? And really, like, you look around and I'm not going to see that practically anyway. No one's going to be able to show that to me because not many people have manifested harmonious twin flame union. But you have to see it in your heart. You can't look to the outside for these answers. So you got to, like, trust your intuition when taking this journey, and you got to be bold. Only the bold people, who really listen to their intuition, listen, like, see what their life is showing them, see what God's communicating to them through their life, are going to have their twin flame. If, like, soon, right? Soon, if they really wanted to apply themselves. And, the first twin flame couple I met was my twin flame teachers, Jeff and Shalia from Twin Flames Universe. And, when I heard their twin flame ascension school classes and their life purpose classes, it resonated with my heart. And again, that is an example of following your intuition, not listening to doubt. Because I promise you, it is a fight between, it's a fight, right, between ego and love, meaning that, love's already won, essentially, but ego is going to try and seep in many ways to deter you from pursuing your twin flame, because it doesn't want you to be with love. It wants you to serve it. It wants you to serve fear. And a majority of the world right now is based on fear consciousness. And I'm not mad at the world because I know that this is a temporary experience. I know that this place will become healed as we choose to heal. I know that at our core we are children of God, and we will heal. This last card, renewing your life, is pushing clutter off a hill. Radiant vitality is filling my life. Don't underestimate the power of removing things from your life that don't matter to you that much. Things that you're investing in that don't resonate with you anymore. That, you know, maybe they've served you for some time, but you're kind of getting over it, like old relationships, for example, or any example you can think of. If you're not brought to life by your life, then there's clutter in your life that needs to be removed. As you remove the clutter and you align with what truly matters to you, and you align with your love, then that is actually creating the space again for your twin flame to come in, because your twin flame recognizes you when you're in your power, when you're in your healed state of being. It doesn't mean they don't love you any less when you're not in that state of being. It's just that they recognize you and they're more attracted to you when you are in that state of being. So, yeah, move from your life things that don't matter to you anymore. And also, very, very generally, decluttering your space it creates a good energy in your life. Makes you be able to think clearly, probably listen, hear God better. Yeah, if you have the energy to keep a clean space, go for it. I'm using the mirror exercise, but I find it very challenging to stay present with my inner self. Yeah, sorry, I just saw that. Good, awesome. Don't give up on practically figuring this one out through practice. The first thing that comes to mind practically is, I don't know if you're doing this, but like, you want to write the mirror exercise down and you want to make sure your step one is very clear. So, so it should just be a very simple state. So I'm just going to do a mirror exercise here now, okay? And I'm going to give you an example, and we'll do one of my upsets. So let's see what's going on inside. Pardon me. I'm pretty good, but we'll find something out of alignment. Oh, let's talk about my sickness. So I'm upset because my sickness is preventing me from being like intimate with my twin flame. I'm upset because that's step one. You're projecting onto your reality what you're upset about. So I'm upset that with my sickness, but it's preventing me from being with my twin flame. The next thing you want to do is you want to take the step one and turn it back onto yourself. So you're going to change the pronouns to nouns. So that would be, I'm upset with myself because I'm preventing myself from being intimate with myself. Let's see, and then you want to ask yourself, is that true? Am I preventing myself from being intimate with myself in any area of my life? Yeah, I can feel some fear in my vibration. I can feel where I might, hide from more love entering my life, from a place of fear, staying hidden, staying small. And so I'll go to that part of myself that feels afraid and feels small and believes hiding is benefiting her, and I'll ask her, what does she need to feel loved right now? She just needs like comfort and safety and self-acceptance, to know that I'm going to love her unconditionally no matter what. That love is safe, love is kind, love loves her, love cares about her, and it's safe to love myself. And so just give yourself all of everything that upset part of you needs. When she feels at peace and when she feels fully loved, You let that part of you melt into yourself. You just imagine her melting into you and you bring her home. And that's like an example of mirror exercise. I highly recommend writing it down if you're having a tough time. And, if you want support from me personally, just reach out. And thank you so much for attending today. I hope that this was helpful for you. And I might see you next week. Take care. Bye.